Good morning, everybody. We're getting set up here. We're going to be doing a scissors class today. So let's see, I'm also setting up the Facebook, and we're having some, I've been practicing working with different setups, and I think, allow, yes. Okay, good. My video title, running with scissors, right? Okay, so let's see, hopefully we will have a good position of the camera today. And I think that'll actually work. I think y'all see me, so let me expand that open. That looks pretty darn good and better than what we were working with last week. Actually, so let me tip it up just a smidgen. Oh, but I don't think I need to see the stairs. Awesome. So that's looking better. So we're having a little technology because we're YouTubing and we're Instagramming and we're doing all kinds of things. So yeah, I think we're getting everything set up here pretty darn well. So it's recording live on YouTube, which will turn into an upload for an entire video. For those of you who want to go back and look at that more conveniently, I'll make sure to post the links to my YouTube channel. And we're doing it live on Instagram. Now, for those of you who see this video, please know that I'll have to stop it in an hour in order to keep the class going, because the Instagram live video rules only allow for an hour of recording or an hour of, live being on live. And so the full class will obviously be available to do in the recorded version that will be on either Facebook, on my Facebook page at Lisa Maxwell Loring, or on my YouTube at the same name, Lisa Maxwell Loring. Okay, so let's get started. We're gonna do scissors today. Running with scissors. Some paperwork from the Yoga Nidra I taught class last night. So by the way, I'm also, in addition to these free classes that I'm doing for you as a more outwardly expressive yoga, which many people do know, some may not. And Yoga Nidra is also another expression of yoga, which is more the inward expression, which is pratyahara. So that is one of the 8 limbs of yoga, one of the final 4, so to speak. And I do free ones of that on Mondays and Wednesdays at 5:15 p.m. Eastern time. But I'll also probably start to incorporate that in some of the ones that we're able to download and look at on my channel for a wonderful beginner place to come into meditation. So, to that point, let's start off with a little bit of a kind of meditation, a doing meditation, which is also what Yoga Nidra is. Yoga Nidra allows the body and the mind to have something to do, because most people have the greatest amount of difficulty doing meditation because it's hard to sit still. And boy, don't we know that these days, right? I was just sending a post to a friend of mine in New York, in response to her post, about, being alternately wide open with my arms to the reality of what's happening, and trying to embrace that rather than just be hard and resistant and what's coming, and then also like wrapping my arms tightly around myself because I can't, I'm also trying to keep myself together. And that's part of what I'm doing here for you guys. That's a big part of it, actually. I would say 95% of the reason that I decided I wanted to start teaching the classes free and by donation was because I need to keep myself in purpose. And what I have done for many, many years is learn to teach the art of yoga to myself and then as an instructor in a public way. So being able to use what I know to support the people around me and people who I don't even know is the main way that I'm keeping myself together. So thank you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for liking them. Thank you for doing whatever it is, any kind of interaction you do with them helps to provide this resource, get that resource more in the eyes of the people who need it. Thank you. So let's get a few props. Make sure that you have some kind of a prop that you can put between your shoulder blades. This is a rolled up mat. It is a forest yoga prop that we use. You may not have something like this, so use a rolled up towel, blanket, pillow, whatever. And then maybe also have a support for your head, which I recommend. A lot of us do have a lot of screen time and we're kind of shoving our heads forward even more than we already were in order to keep in touch with one another. So for that point, you may want something, and I do highly recommend it, something a little taller than whatever you'll put between your shoulder blades to support your head. Other props that you will need, I'm sitting up on a blanket as well, so an extra blanket. And I'm just double checking. I don't know that we'll necessarily need a strap today. I don't think we do, but you may want to just grab one if that's something that you need for any kind of shoulder opening moves. But we'll try to open the shoulders up a little bit here without the use of the strap. So come onto your back and lay on the prop behind you with the prop between the shoulder blades, and it's a little higher up on the back than you might realize. And rest the head so the chin can tuck down to the chest. And that you really feel the support of the head supported. And to fully support the low back, keep the knees bent with the feet on the floor. Eventually, you may want to lengthen your legs out, retuck the tail, and let the arms rest out on the side in either leg position. I'm going to give my back a little extra support here. And as you close your eyes, like I said, this gives us a little something to do. This is an opportunity to meditate, to inwardly reflect. And during this class today, continue giving yourself credit for what's working. If you've practiced yoga for a long time, and by the way, this is an all levels class. Number one, congratulate yourself for beginning a practice, however you're doing it. Give yourself credit for those of you who have practiced for any length of time, for where your practice has taken you thus far. Right now, take a deep breath into the upper back, the sides of the ribs, and the chest. And allow your credit with yourself to increase. Really congratulate yourself. And feel for how well you have taken care of yourself to this point. Just now you cropped up, you're like, what, but I didn't do this and I didn't, no buts. Just be grateful to what you have done to get yourself thus far in life. There's been a lot of things about expressing gratitude toward an outward things and being appreciative of a lot of outward external things that we support us. Right now in this practice, I want you to actually Be grateful for yourself and what you have done to get you this far. Take a deep breath into that. Exhale out. Take one more deep breath. Really draw in, soak in your own abilities. What you've done to keep yourself going. And cut the cords right now. To any thought pattern, anything in your life that tells you different. Breathe that in right now. And then exhale fully. Lower to one side, rolling off the props. The floor might be further away than you realize. And then use your hands to push yourself up to a sitting position. Use one hand to pick up your head. Come into Baddha Konasana with the soles of the feet together. And I like to sit up on a blanket or pillow or some other prop just to keep my hips elevated over the line of my knees. If bringing your heels very close to the body is too much on your knees or hips, move your heels further away. But wherever you place your feet, activate the feet, spread the toes, and let the arms relax at your sides. Press the feet together and spread the breath through your body. Feel the breath expand and open the rib cage very wide over the pelvis. Belly out. And on the next inhalation, draw the shoulders way up to the ears. Hold the breath. Keep holding the breath. Draw the shoulders way back, and then exhale. Squeeze around the top of the spine and drag it down. Stretch the breath through the upper back. These are shoulder shrugs, by the way. And then exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together, drag the shoulder blades down. Pull the belly in and down and push the feet together. Inhale, spread the breath through the back. Use the arms this time, bring them to your sides, palms up. And then exhale, squeeze the bottom tips of the shoulder blades together, squeeze the arms and the body. Drag the shoulder blades down. Pull the belly in and down and push the feet together. Relax the arms to the sides again. Let's do another round. Take a deep breath into upper back. Hold the breath, draw the shoulders up, draw them way back. Exhale, squeeze around the top of the spine, pull the belly in and down, push the feet together, and drag the shoulder blades down a little more. Connect what you're doing in the upper back to the low body for the next 2 rounds. Take another deep breath into upper back. Exhale, squeeze the middle shoulder blades together, drag them down, pull the belly in and down, push the feet together. Bring the arms to your sides, palms up, take a deep breath in. Feel the ripple effect. Exhale, squeeze the bottom tips of the shoulder blades. Use the arms to help get that squeeze. Drag the shoulder blades down, pull the belly in and down, and push the feet together. And then let that go. All right. Bring your feet into shoelace. You can do half shoelace or full. Full shoelace would be to stack the left shin directly on top of the right with the ankle over the right knee. Feet are active. If that's too much, and it seems like it's a little too much for me, see my left knee is pretty lifted. Extend the bottom leg long with, again, the ankle over the thigh, making a number 4 shape. Half shoelace. Feet are active no matter which way you place your legs. We'll do an inhale to a count of 5, and then a practice called Uddiyana. Uddiyana means the belly flies up. So I'm going to stand up for a minute so you see what that looks like for those of you who are brand new. Uddiyana, again, means the belly flies up and pulls back to spine, okay? I'm having a little shirt difficulty. Maybe I'll take this one off for now. I'm always chilly. And my home studio is in the basement of my home. So it's a little cooler down here, especially on a April 23rd morning. It's all of a sudden gotten cooler in DC. So anyway, it looks like this. So your feet are active. You see mine are. We're going to be doing this in seated PS, but I want you to see it first. Inhale. Hold the breath. Exhale. Breath stays out. Pull belly back to spine. Tuck chin. We release the belly muscles first and then come back to the inhalation. All right? Let's do it in shoelace. So if you stood up, come back to your seat. Come into shoelace, either half or full. Half is the bottom leg long. Left leg on top. All right. We're even going to add some wrist stretches to this. All right. So bring the hands in front of you with the palms lifted, thumbs spread wide, shoulders broad. Tuck the chin down. Activate the feet and take a deep breath in. Hold the breath. Exhale out. Keep the breath out. Pull the low belly back to spine. Let belly go. Take a deep breath. Hold the breath. Exhale out. Keep the breath out. Pull low belly back to spine. Let belly go. Take a deep breath in. Hold the breath. Activate the feet. Exhale. Keep the breath out. Tuck the chin. Pull low belly back to spine. Let the belly go and come into a forward fold to any degree. Place your hands on either side of your foot and your knee. Deep breath in. Exhale. Let the head simply bow to the chest, and you may be more upright than I am in order to keep the hips anchored into the floor. Don't let them lift off. Let's do 5 rounds of Brahmari into any spot that is sticky and resistant in the body today. Find that place. Take a breath into it now. And on exhalation, we'll hum and vibrate into that spot. Inhale to sit up tall and change the cross of your legs. We'll do it on the other side. So what I mean when I say select a spot where something's feeling sticky or stagnant or tight in your body, like I'm working with my left hip. Okay? So I set my vibration and my breath to that place. See what works for you. You might even work with that through the rounds of Uddiyana. So come back to the wrist stretch position, stage 2. Fingertips on the floor, palms lifted. Activate the feet and take a deep breath in. Hold the breath. Exhale out. Keep the breath out. Pull low belly back to spine. Let belly go. And maybe you're congratulating yourself right now for kind of getting it this round, right? Take a deep breath in. Hold the breath. Exhale out. Tuck the chin, activate the feet. Low belly back to spine. Let the belly go. Take a deep breath in. Hold the breath. Exhale out. Keep the breath out. Pull low belly back. Let the muscles go. Forward fold. You can turn your hands back to palms down and exhale. The fold is happening at a natural pace, rather than shoving or forcing or doing anything to push yourself into the shape. Let's let the Brahmari do that for us. So take a deep breath in, select your spot. Let's buzz it up. Keep the feet active. Final 2 rounds. Breathe in. Inhale to sit up. I love Brahmari. Number 1, it scares the cats. And number 2, it actually helps to just buzz up the body and enliven. You can probably hear it in my voice, right? Like maybe I'm a little more lively than I was when I started the class. What does it do for you? Feel for them. Feel for what you've achieved by just buzzing up, making some space. Let's make a little more space. Come into knee pile. And again, you can either work with a half or full knee pile. Stack the right knee on top of the left and the legs long or bent, as mine is. Inhale, take the right hand out to the side, palm down, bend the elbow. Push palm into floor, leaning to that side, anchoring through the left hip. If you have further to go, you can have the hand on the waist, the shoulder, or maybe reach the arm up. Keep the neck relaxed and practice where there's more extension than fold. Like I just found myself folding a little more to that side than I really need to. Using this shape to create length. Hips rooted down, shoulders soft. Hands rooted down and reaching up. Coming into neck release pose, reach the left arm out to the side, palm down, about a foot off the floor. Keep the feet active, legs enlivened and supporting you. Congratulate yourself on having sturdy legs. They keep you walking even if you're doing laps in your own house. One more breath into that. And then inhale, keep reaching through that arm. Use one hand to pick up your head. All right, let's do seated balancing twists. We did this one a couple of classes ago, but let's feel for being a little bit different today. So stand the left foot onto the floor and bring the right knee into the chest. Relax the shoulders. And feel for any lifting that you're doing at the shoulders happening from the middle of the torso, the bottom of the rib cage. Inhale, push the knee forward and maybe catch the back of the calf and straighten the leg. Reaching the left arm out to the side. Maybe catching the outer edge of the foot and opening that leg out to the side. Without move as well. Take one more deep breath. Exhale, soften the shoulders, push down to the hips. One more breath. Lifting up from the bottom of the ribs to open the chest. And then release, bend the knee, place that foot on the floor, and change sides. Knee pile with the left knee on top, the bottom leg can be long. Seated side bend. Inhale, take the left hand out to the side, palm down, bend elbow, and place hand on hip. It's a good place to start. Right? Anchor down through the pelvis. Relax through the shoulders. Get more expansive with the breath. Maybe reach the arm to a hand shoulder position or all the way up. Stay relaxed in the neck. Long in the spine, creating a long arc in this fold. One more breath. And then release, reach the right arm out to the side, palm down. Keep the feet active. Chest broad. Breath full. And to come out of the pose, keep reaching with that right arm. Use left hand to pick up the head. Unwind the legs and stand the left foot on the floor. Actually, right foot on the floor. Hug the left knee into the chest. And this might be your move, right? Just enough to bring the foot off the floor. Creating the lift through the bottom of the rib cage up. really pushing the hips into the floor, right foot into floor. Maybe reaching the left arm up. Extending the left leg long, catching the back of the calf. Or maybe you can have a grip on the outer edge of the left foot. Draw left shoulder head back though. Like pull the pose back into the body in order to expand into the pose. Okay. Both dynamics exist. We actually need to pull into the body in order to lengthen and reach. We must reach into ourselves in order to expand and open to the world. One more breath in. And then bend that knee and bring that leg back to center. Let's do some abdominals. Watch me first. This practice is called gate opener. And wherever you're practicing, you'll need to have some space to come into a straddle with the legs. All right. I'm going to support my head because like you, I've been doing way too much screen time. But there it is. We'll learn to support ourselves better in order to connect in this way as we move forward in life. So gate opener, you'll need a prop. A foam block is good, any block is good, a pillow is good, rolled up blanket is good, towel rolled up, that's another one. But watch me first so you see the moves. This can be done with the, oops, my big boy Pete has come. I told you Pete practices with us. Come on, big man. Come on, big boy, big mom. All right. So in this practice, you can do this again with the knees bent or legs long. If the knees are bent, you'll work with them like so. In a frog position, toes flexed and pointing out to the sides. If the legs are long, it will be like so. This practice can also be done with the elbows down. I'm going to show you all variations so you see. It's a deep breath into the roll the front up, getting the back very flat. Squeeze the prop. Exhale, take one hand on the prop, widen through the legs. Inhale, breathe into pelvis. Exhale, curl the pubic bone up into the prop, pull the low belly down. Like that's a version with the knees bent, not really raising the shoulders. You have a lot of tight tension in the shoulders. Maybe not doing the shoulders is a better move for you. It's a more self-care move for you. Here's a different version for those of you who have further to go. Legs can stay long or bent. You can do this with knees bent. Interlace hands at the base of the spine. I'll do the knees bent version so you see. Base of the skull, base of the skull. Elbows point straight up. Take a deep breath in. Hold the breath. Press low back into the floor and squeeze the prop. Exhale, lift shoulders off the floor. That's your move. Actually, I was going to show you the, no I did. Lift shoulders off the floor. Take one hand on the prop and pull the low belly down. Inhale, widen through the legs. Curl pubic bone up into the prop. Inhale, legs come back together. Shoulders down, hands behind head. If you're working legs straight, this is how it looks. Take a deep breath in the low back. Activate the feet. Curl tailbone up, squeeze prop. Exhale, lift shoulders up. Place one hand on the prop. Inhale. Widen the legs. Breathe into low pelvis. Exhale. Curl pubic bone up into the prop. Pull the low belly down and reach to the legs. I'm getting myself confused. Inhale, bring legs back together. And if it is confusing, yeah, there's quite a few moves. Don't let your brain get wonky though. We can do it, right? P.S., you know, trying to think. You can even do this with your legs on the floor. I just realized that. Like, I just figured that out right now. You can do this with the legs on the floor. So the way this would look is keeping your feet on the floor, and you can keep your shoulders out of it entirely, or you can work with lifting them. You pick. It's a deep breath in the low back. Hold the breath. Curl the tailbone up and squeeze the prop. Exhale, take one hand on the prop to steady it. Pull the low belly down. Inhale, widen through the legs, rolling on the outer edges of the feet. And then inhale, curl the tailbone up, push the prop against the pubic bone, and pull the low belly down. So that would be yet another version that I just created off the top of my head. I don't think that's what we do in forest yoga at all, but in order to make this accessible in all levels, that would be another option. You pick. I'm going to straighten my legs because I really want to reach through my legs today in a way that feels good to me. Do you find what feels good to you? And congratulate yourself for finding it and letting yourself practice where you would like to practice. All right, take a deep breath into low back, spread your toes. No matter what you're doing with your legs. Hold the breath, curl the tailbone up and squeeze the prop. Exhale, lift the shoulders up if that's your practice. Everybody put one hand on the prop and pull the low belly to the floor. Inhale, widen through the legs, either rolling on the edges of the feet or reaching out, knees bent or legs long. Exhale, curl the pubic bone up into the prop, pull the low belly down. Inhale, bring the legs back together wherever you are, shoulders down. You'll stay up in the legs if that's where you're moving today. Exhale out. Take another deep breath in. Activate the feet, hold the breath, curl the tailbone up and squeeze the prop. Exhale, lift shoulders off the floor, take a hand onto that prop, pull the low belly down. Inhale, widen out through the legs, reach through the legs. Exhale, curl the pubic bone up into the prop, pull the low belly down, and reach even more through the legs. Inhale, bring legs back together, hands behind head, shoulders down. Spread the toes, wherever they are. Hold the breath, curl the tailbone up, get the back flat. Exhale, lift shoulders up. Place one hand on that belly down. Inhale, widen through the legs, breathe and open up to the pelvis. Exhale, curl the pubic bone up, pull the low belly down, reach more through the legs. Inhale, legs back together, shoulders down. Let's do one more. Spread the low back into the ground. Squeeze the prop. Curl tailbone. Exhale, lift shoulders up. Take one hand on the prop. Pull the low belly down. Relax the neck. Inhale, widen out through the legs. Curl pubic bone up into the roll as you exhale. Pull low belly down. Push through the legs. Inhale, legs back together, hands behind head, feet to the floor. Let the arms rest. Move your prop out to the side. Twisted root. Cross left thigh on top of right. You can keep your feet on the floor, or you can keep them, draw them up, knees over the tummy. Again, this can be done without the shoulders, arms in cactus position. Activate the feet. If you're working shoulders up and down, interlace hands at base of skull, elbows point straight up. Take a deep breath in, lift shoulders off the floor. Exhale, squeeze inner thighs, pull the low belly down, reach the kneecaps to the ceiling and pull the belly down again. Keep the feet active, take a deep breath in the low back. This time, stay up in shoulders. Exhale, curl the tailbone up, squeeze inner thighs, pull the low belly down. Inhale, breathe in the low back. Spread the toes. Exhale, curl the tailbone up, squeeze thighs, pull low belly down. Inhale, lay shoulders down. Keep your legs wherever you're practicing. Take one palm on top of the other on front thigh. Relax the shoulders. They'll stay down for everybody this time. Take a deep breath in. Feel for pushing lightly against the front thigh and up. Exhale, pull low belly down. Relax the shoulders. Take a deep breath into the low back. Release the press of the thigh. Exhale, light push on thigh, forward and up. Pull low belly down, activate the feet. Relax the shoulders. Inhale, unwind. Change the cross of the legs. For stage 1, the shoulders can stay down, cactus position. Otherwise, interlace hands at base of skull. Inhale, everybody. Some of us pick shoulders up. Exhale, curl the tailbone up. Squeeze inner thighs, pull the low belly down. Activate the feet. Take a deep breath into your low back. Exhale, curl the tailbone up, pull the low belly down, push the kneecaps up, pull the low belly down again. Take a deep breath into the low belly, low back, soften shoulder work. Exhale, curl the tailbone up, squeeze thighs, pull the low belly down. Inhale, lay your shoulders down. If they're lifted. And then everybody take palm on the front thigh. Soften shoulders. Take a deep breath in. Push thigh bones forward and up. Pull the low belly down. Exhale. Pull the low belly down again. Soften the shoulders. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, curl the tailbone up. Light pressure on the thigh bone. Pull low belly down. Soften the shoulders. Inhale, release. Unwind your legs. Let's do bridge. Make sure with your bridge that you have a sturdy block or something sturdy on which you can prop your hips. All right? I've got a cork block, which I love, and if you can get your hands on a cork block, I would recommend that highly. Along with a foam block and any other props you can kind of make up, but those guys are, I feel, are pretty important if you have to pick your props. All right, lay down on your back, and draw heels back to hips. And graze the backs of the heels with fingers. Activate the feet, spread the toes. Take a deep breath in. Push down the heels and lift pelvis off floor. We're not using it today, but feel for the squeeze of that prop with the inner thighs that we did in gate opener. The squeeze of the inner thighs in the stages of twisted root. Take one more deep breath in. Lengthen the tailbone forward and let the bottom of the sacrum open out to the floor. And then take your block, place it underneath the sacrum. Settle onto the block, literally pushing the pelvis into that block. Walk left foot into center slightly and inhale, draw right knee to chest, catching the back of that right thigh. Wrap the thumb around the front so you have a good handle on your leg. Take a deep breath in where your hand is touching your leg. As you exhale, use the hand to move the thigh bone forward and up. Settle the pelvis on the block, left foot on the floor. Right shoulder on the floor. If you have further to go, extend the leg up to the ceiling. And by the way, this can also be done if you need to keep your right foot on the floor. Just use the hand on the hip to traction the hip and lengthen the waist. right? Left foot is a very important piece here, right? For whatever leg position you choose. Push it into the floor. Use that to help the right hip receive your breath. Open up to possibilities. And then release. Bring the right foot to the floor. Anchor it firmly into the floor. And then inhale, draw the left knee into the chest. Place the hand around the thigh. Really get a good grip on that. And feel the right heel anchor down. Pelvis anchor on block. Maybe reach the left thigh, leg long. Let the left shoulder relax into the floor, right shoulder. Deepen the breath. Remember, you keep the foot on the floor and lightly traction that left hip. Supporting the release by pushing the right foot down. Pelvis into block. And then bend the knee. Step the foot to the floor. Inhale, pick the pelvis up off the block, move the block, and pause in your bridge. Noticing maybe there's a little more space in the hips, the thigh bones reach forward, maybe a fraction more. There's more sturdiness in the legs, supporting the body. Keep pushing through those sturdy legs to come down. Absorb the front ribs into the body and continue tucking the tailbone. So the shoulders stay soft. Legs stay strong. All the way out of the pose. Roll over to one side. And push up. And just one to pick up your head. All right. What do we got? So just some turbo dog. So again, watch me first. Coming onto hands and knees, you may pat your knees, which I always recommend. Pat your joints. Congratulate your joints for whatever they're doing to hold you up. And take good care of them by patting them. I actually don't have knee problems, but it just feels good to have something underneath them, right? So in Turbo Dog, the move is to start with hands under shoulders, toes curled under. And then move each hand forward, a full hand print, or paw print, if you will. Bending elbows so they're about 3 inches off the floor. Neck relaxed. Shoulder heads back and down. Take a deep breath in to the low back, mid back, upper back. And exhale, feel the palms push evenly into the floor. Squeeze inner elbows together. Push back with the toes. You may stay here or straighten up through the legs, keeping the elbows bent at 3 inches off the floor. Then take a look at your elbows. They might have straightened, bend them again. Keep asking them to bend. Keep asking the palms to press. Stay strong in the breath, making that request through a deep breath in. Long breath out. One more breath. Spread it to the upper back Exhale, wrap the shoulder blades around the ribs and forward. And then maybe begin to lower your knees. That's a pretty beefy pose. Congratulate yourself for whatever you got on that. Variation, flash prep. If you're wearing long sleeves, as I am doing, roll them up to expose the elbows and bring elbows to the floor. In flash prep, it's an asymmetrical move. We slide one hand back, so the hand is directly under the shoulder. Elbow is bent at 90 degrees. Opposite forearm and palm are on the floor. Set yourself up. Toes curled under behind you. Take a deep breath into upper back. Exhale, draw the shoulder heads back. Wrap the shoulder blades around the ribs and forward and push evenly through the right palm and left forearm. Keep the neck relaxed. Use the upper chest and back muscles. Maybe straighten the legs, lift hips. Inhale. You can stay with knees down and still practice it, right? Expand the breath. And then release, lower to the floor. Change sides, bring the right forearm to the floor, and now slide left hand back, placing it directly under left shoulder. Spread hands, fingers. Feel the palms push into the floor, supporting the upper back. Take a deep breath to the upper back. Exhale, draw the shoulder heads back, wrap the shoulders around and push evenly through the right forearm, especially through that thumb, down through left palm. Push back through the toes, and then maybe even straighten the legs. Like, you don't have to do that, right? Plenty of work to be done. Practicing each and every pose in a way that allows the breath to flow. So if you do less in an obvious way, but you're staying strong and steady with your breath, you're doing way more. Breath. And exhale, slowly let down through the knees. Come up, two hands and knees. And then shift back into embryo pose. Turn to the tops of the toes. Bring hips to the heels. And arms alongside the body. Folding over the legs, resting the head on the floor or a block. Again, I do not do that because if I do that, my voice will be in the floor. But I'm still breathing, even in this transition. Breathing into my spot. Breathing life and celebration and credit into this body, into this soul, into this heart and mind. Push down through the shins and inhale to come to a kneeling position. And then let's move into downward facing dog. You can stay in tabletop position if you like, moving your prop out if you need to. With hands on the floor, toes curled under, you can stay right here, breathing in dog. Or move to downward facing dog, lifting the hips, straightening legs. Again, find those moves of turbo dog and flash prep. Wrap the shoulder blades around the body. Pull in on the belly. Push down through active feet. One more breath in. Warrior one, back toes under. Inhale, step the right foot forward. Keep the left toes curled under behind you. Lengthen back through left thigh and lift the thigh bone to the ceiling. Neck relaxed. Keep your gaze at the floor. You can stay here or work with hands on a block or come up to the front thigh. Use the hand on the thigh to traction as we did in bridge. Breathe into the pelvis. Anchor down through active legs and feet, shoulders soft. Feel the sturdiness of your legs. Easy twisting warrior. Take the left hand to the block. Use the right hand to traction the thigh forward and take a deep breath in. Maybe turning the rib cage towards the right, keeping the hand on the thigh. Maybe bringing the hand to the shoulder or reaching the arm up, depending on your shoulder health and willingness to bend. Reach back through the back leg even more. Wrap right shoulder blade around and forward. And then release. Bring that arm down to the floor wherever you're practicing. And let's come into pyramid pose. Bring the back foot closer and turn the back toes out slightly. You can use your hands on your block. That's a great place to start. Feeling that back thigh lengthen to the floor. Right heel push into ground. Toes spread on both feet. Deep breath in. Exhale, draw the shoulders back, wrap them around and forward, and maybe you're coming deeper into the fold, placing the block on a lower height or bringing your hands to the floor. Feel the breath, creating that length in the spine again. One more breath. And then release. Lower to the back knee if you like, or step all the way into a plank position. So lowering to the back knee, coming into a tabletop position, moving to plank from here, or moving from all of that straight to the plank. Reach back through long thighs, reach heels. One more breath. And then exhale, lower down to the knees. Draw the shoulder heads back and push firmly against the floor to lower down. Point the toes, keep hands under shoulders. Reach back with the toes. Curl pubic bone forward. Inhale, lengthen through upper back to lift chest. Keep lengthening to lower down. Curl back, toes under. Lift up to your table position or go straight to downward facing dog. Inhale, step the left foot forward. Keep the right toes underneath. Warrior one, back toes under. Use a block inside your foot with your hands, or take your hands to your front thigh. One or both, right? You can kind of feel for that traction with one hand on the block, one hand on the thigh. Continue to lengthen and reach back through the thigh. Neck relax. Soften the shoulders. Expand the breath. Coming into the twist, take right hand onto the block. Keep left hand on thigh. Take a deep breath in. Lengthening and lifting through right thigh. Exhale, turn towards the left. Maybe taking the right hand, the left hand to the shoulder, or reaching it up. Wrap the left shoulder blade around and forward. Relax the neck. Relax the hips. Keep reaching back to that back leg. And then release, unwind. Step back into your plank position or your table position. Take a breath in. And then exhale, come down to the knees. Pull the shoulder heads back. Wrap the shoulder blades forward now as you lower to the floor. Point the toes straight back. Curl the pubic bone forward. Inhale, lengthen through upper back to lift. Exhale, lower. Curl the toes under and come up on the hands and knees. For scissors. All right. We'll come into it from a down dog shape. All right. Watch me first. We'll get there. And we'll also move to, we'll do twisting scissors a little bit later. So the moves will be like this. So patting the back knee. There will be places to go. In scissors, you'll start by curling the back toes under, both hands inside the front foot. Pushing into the feet to lift the low back. Elbows are bent. Stage 2 is to bring the left hand to the outer left foot. Right hand stays where it is. Back toes can, the back thigh can lift. Pushing left elbow and left knee together. If you have further to go, you can begin walking the front foot forward, turning the right hand out and beginning to put weight on that foot, that weight of the body on that hand, excuse me. If you have further to go, and you can come into it with the arm bend, which I don't love this move, right? And lift up, 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 up. The hand can also be forward. I actually find that to be easier. Just saying. Let's see where we go. All right. So, let's do it from downward facing dog. Yeah, let's just start from downward facing dog. We're going to do a few moves before that. Yes, I did decide I was going to do it that way. So come into downward facing dog. Oh, goodness. My brain is a little scrambled today. Inhale, step the left foot forward, feet of warrior 2. Yeah, there we go. That's where we, I did. Like, where are we going with this? All right, so reach the arms out to the side. Tuck the tailbone. And reach out down and through the active feet. Down through active feet. Let's do a little kite hawk, actually. Let's open up the shoulders a little bit more. So inhale, roll the upper arms so the palms flip up. And then exhale, curl forward, let the chin tuck, and turn to the opposite side of the arms. Inhale, turn palms up to the ceiling, look up even a little, tuck the tailbone, and then exhale, curl in on the body. And then inhale, reach up. Let's come into interlock or variation. Bring left forearm onto thigh. Reach right arm behind you to grab onto the waistband of your pants. Maybe you get a hold of the opposite thigh. If you have further to go, working with interlock warrior, dive the left arm underneath the thigh to grab onto right hand. In any of these poses, relax the neck. Feeling for breathing and opening up the right upper chest, rolling the chest, not the head or the neck, to the ceiling. And then release. All right, here's where we get the option to come into scissors. So come lower, unwind the arms first. That's the safety move. And then lower the right knee to the floor. Tap the knee. Now, the stages are, hi Sophia, what are you doing? Bringing the hands inside the front foot, pushing palms firmly against the floor in that turbo dog position. Elbows squeezed together. This is a great move, right? You're learning, you're teaching your legs to stand up tall for you, to support length and lift in the upper body. Right? Curling the back toes under, pushing those toes down, breathing and pushing, front heel into floor. The left knee squeezes against left shoulder. That's stage one. Going further, move the left hand to the outside of left foot. Keep these same moves, maybe lifting the back thigh off the floor, lengthening and lifting. If you have further to go, you can begin to move that front foot forward. If you need to turn the right hand out to get the elbow under to support the body, that's great. Do it if you need to. I think the shoulder alignment is better at the fingertips forward. That's just me. Take a deep breath into upper back. You can keep working that foot forward, 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 maybe putting the body weight on both shoulders, reaching forward through the left leg, reaching back like crazy through that right leg. Deep breath in. And then exhale, lower down. Oh, this has always been a pose that's difficult for me. So if you felt like it was difficult for you, yeah. All right, share a story. All right, we're letting that go. The Instagrammers will have to catch us up on the Facebooks or the YouTube for the rest of it. The rest of this. All right, let's do downward facing dog. Actually, let's come into both hands clasp. So come to your knees, lower onto your stomach, point the toes straight back. Interlace hands at the base of the spine. Or just simply take your hands onto your hips or arms to the sides, palms up. Take a deep breath into the upper back. Reach back to the legs. Maybe inhale, lengthen through the upper back and lift chest. Curl pubic bone forward. Reach legs. Take another deep breath. And then exhale, lower down. Hands under shoulders. Now push up to table. Go from table to dog or go all the way to downward facing dog. Let's do the other side. Warrior two. Inhale, step the right foot forward between your hands. And I'm going to do this with my back facing you. Well, we'll do it in a minute. I'll flip it up later. Heel to arch alignment. Let's do some kite hop. Arms out to the sides. Inhale, turn the palms up to the ceiling, rolling the upper arms to do that. Exhale, roll the upper arms, lower the gaze to the floor, push down through your active feet. With the gaze down, look at your feet. Inhale, open the chest, broaden upper back, look up. Exhale, tuck the chin. One more like that. Inhale, roll upper arms, look up. And then exhale, tuck the chin. Interlock warrior or variation. Inhale, bring right forearm onto thigh, bring the left hand behind the back to grab pants, shirt, maybe the opposite thigh. If you have further to go, dive the right arm under the thigh and reach back, grabbing the left hand. And look at the floor. The gaze at the feet also signals them
to be active, where we shift our attention. Our intention follows. We send our breath. Also places our intention there. And release. Unwind the arms first. And then lower the back knee to the floor. Yeah, I promised you I'd do this on the other side, so let me switch it up a little bit here. Pad your left knee. Bring your knees bent. 90 degrees over the front knee, 90 degrees back knee under back hip. Bring hands inside the front foot to start. Push the palms against the floor, squeeze inner elbows together. A bit of turbo dog there. Back toes curled under. Push back toes against the floor, push front heel against the floor, and this might be your move, squeezing right elbow and right knee, right shoulder and right knee together. Maybe moving the right hand to the outer foot for a deeper move. Maybe lifting the back knee, straightening through the thigh, reaching through that back thigh. Right foot stays rooted and grounded. Feel that giving you lift. Maybe moving the right foot further and further forward. You can turn the left hand out if you need to, beginning to rest and squeeze that right leg onto right upper arm. Maybe going even further. Now, I usually have more success on the other leg than I do this one, but I see I have some work here, right? I'll give myself credit for that. Breathe and lengthen through the upper back. Lengthen back through the legs. Lengthen forward through the legs. Breathe more. And then release. Bring the back knee down or the front one. However you can gracefully exit. Woo! Let's do look over. Inhale. Strengthen and reach back to the legs for plank pose. Stay on your knees if you need to. And then exhale, come down to the knees or a full chaturanga to the floor. Shoulder heads wrap back. Forward. Curl pubic bone forward, inhale, lengthen and lift chest. Exhale, lower down. Downward facing dog, lift up through table. All right. Twisting warrior one. Inhale, step the left foot forward, pivot the right heel down. You can work with the easy twist like we did earlier. You can even work with the back knee down in a lunge. Otherwise, inhale, lift up just enough to bring torso over the thigh. Make a fist with right hand. Exhale, bring right forearm onto left thigh. Place left palm on hand. If you have further to go, move right elbow outside the knee. Find the version that allows you to breathe with freedom. Supported and strong in the legs. Feet very active. Come to a version of the pose if you find you've gone too far and you need to dial it back to breathe. Give yourself permission to do that. Twisting pyramid. Straighten the front leg and bring the back foot in a little closer. The block can be inside or outside the front foot. Bring left hand to hip. Take a deep breath in. Push back through both hips. Soften shoulders. If you have further to go, bring the left hand to the shoulder. Maybe reach the arm up. And in any version, the arm doesn't need to reach to turn the torso more to the left. The arm doesn't need to reach in order for you to be in the pose. Neck relaxed. Body breathing fully on inhalation. No restriction on exhalation. Inhale to unwind. Revolved half moon. Bend the front knee and come up onto the ball of the back foot. Move the block forward. Keep pushing back through the back heel, lengthening and lifting the thigh. Left hand on hip. If you have further to go, move the block forward, come up onto the tippy toes of the back foot, and then keep reaching back through the thigh. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Keep reaching and lengthening and lifting through that back thigh, maybe reaching the arm up. Again, you don't need to revolve this with the arm up. It can still stay down, which is actually a nice check to your hips. One more breath. And then keep reaching through that back leg. If it's lifted, bend the knee on the front to come out of the pose. All right, let's switch sides. Step the right foot forward, step the left foot back, feet of warrior one. Easy twisting. If you're using a block, it's on the inside of the front foot. And the arm is reaching or it's on the hip. If you have further to go, inhale, make a fist with left arm, place it on the thigh. Maybe bring it outside the knee and cup it with the right palm. As you breathe length into the spine, notice that you are creating this pose by just breathing. But you're committed to the breath, your attention to yourself. You actually create this shape. To come out of the pose, release the arms and unwind the torso. Step the back foot closer. Revolved pyramid. Straighten the front leg. Bring right hand on hip and inhale. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, tuck the tailbone and push down through the thigh bones to the heels. Shoulders soft, neck relaxed. To go further, you can bring the arm to the shoulder or maybe reach it to the ceiling. Again, the importance is on lengthening the spine as you breathe. Staying strong and firm with your stance through the legs. And creating length and space with that breath. The rest of it just finds its way. Revolved half moon. Bend the front knee. Bring the right hand to the hip and bring the block forward. Come up onto the ball of the back foot. Lengthen and lift through the back thigh. Lengthen and strengthen the breath. Maybe come up onto the tippy toes, moving the block even more forward. Maybe even shifting the weight entirely into front legs so the back thigh can lift and lengthen behind you. Turn the ribs to the right. Keep squeezing inner thighs together. Maybe reaching up through that top hand. Ooh. And then release. Keep reaching through that back leg to lower down. And here's where we come into the twisting version of the scissors. All right? We'll come into this through downward facing dog and a hop. And I'll give you some options as well. But it's kind of fun to see the hop. You might want to try that no matter where you're practicing today. If you're not doing arm balances, this is still kind of fun. All right, so the move would be thus. From downward facing dog, crossing the left thigh over the right. And you can take many bunny hops or one big leap for person kind to sit down in a twist. You can even lengthen the bottom leg if you'd like, right? The twist would be to come into thus. If you have further to go though, I'm moving so you see what I'm doing on this side of your body. You reach up through the right arm and then bring that arm around the body. So both hands are pushing into the floor outside the thigh. Lift up and get your elbows squeezing together like turbo dog and shift the left thigh onto the back of the elbows, upper arm. And then maybe lifting, 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 and reaching, reaching, reaching through both legs. Get relaxed, not looking at the camera. Really reaching through the thigh bones. All right? That's scissors. I'm still getting good at it too. Let's see what you can do. All right? And we have that twist, so don't forget the classic twist is a great way to be with the breath. Because if you do all of that and you ain't breathing, not a good idea. Not a good idea because you're going to lose the pose. You're going to lose your mind. All right, let's see where we can go. We're going to do both sides. So come into downward facing dog or work from table if you're working there and just step and move forward into the twist, right? From downward facing dog, cross left thigh over right. And then step, jump, or hop your feet forward. From table, just come forward into a sitting position with the left leg on top. Inhale, wherever your pressure is up, both hips push down. This might be your move. Otherwise, exhale, come into the twist, lightly hugging the knee to the body. Or maybe working right elbow outside the knee and coming deeper into that twist. From here, twisting scissors if you're going further. Place both hands on the floor outside the front thigh. Lift up onto the hands. Bend the elbows and begin to shift the weight onto the backs of the arms. Keep the feet active, like you see that happening. Okay. Push like crazy into the floor, shoulders relaxed. And then maybe lift the bottom leg and maybe begin to straighten both legs. Deep breath in. Deep breath out, no matter where you are. Inwardly rotate both thighs. Find that twisted root move. And then release. Let's do the other side. All right, unwind. Back, downward facing dog. This time, even from table, right? You can come back to your table. If you're working from dog, cross right thigh over left and step, jump, or hop your way all the way forward into a sitting position. Table toppers, come into your sitting position. With the right thigh on top of the left, bottom leg can be long. Don't forget that. All right, inhale, reach up through the left arm, push both hips down. Exhale. Find the twist by hugging the knee into the chest, both feet active, shoulders soft. Right? If any lifting is happening from the bottom of the ribs. Maybe working the left elbow outside the knee, coming into a deeper twist for those of you who are twisters. It's all twisty. Maybe moving into twisting scissors. Place your hands on the floor, elbows bent, and move that back foot. I was kind of working with that on the last round. Shift the weight onto the elbow. Shoulders relaxed. Pull in on the belly and maybe pull up that back leg and begin to reach the thighs. Reach and lengthen out through both thighs like we did in gate opener. Neck relaxed. Breath deep. And then exhale. Come out. Downward facing dog. Take a moment in downward facing dog to congratulate yourself, to take credit for what has worked for you so far in this yoga session. And what you have done. Warrior two, inhale, step the left foot forward. Pivot the back heel down. Reverse warrior. You can take your left hand to your right hand to your hip and keep the left arm out. Keep it on the front thigh. Bring hand to shoulder or reach the arm off. As in those side bend positions, inhale, lengthen through the spine. Rather than go into this deep bend, feel for the length and the arc happening from that length. And then release. Keep reaching through that arm to bring yourself out of the pose. All right. Bring your back knee to the floor. And let's work head to ankle prep, stages 1 and 2. So you can bring your block in front of you and bring forearms on, seeing the inner elbows together. Relax the neck. Back toes are curled under. As you can see, I flipped my mat to pad my knee. It's a good place to stay, breathing and opening the upper back. If you have further to go, you can bring your forearms to the floor. Maybe even bring the left hand outside the left foot. Bring the right arm parallel with the front edge of the mat to grab the right ankle. Actively push into the floor through both feet. Relax the shoulders. Relax the neck. And then release. Both hands to the floor to come up. Working into vertical splits from here. Curl the back toes under, lift the back knee. Bring a block in front of you. Maybe widen your stance by moving left foot to the left. Okay, come up onto the ball of the back foot as we did in the revolved half moon and go into any degree. It's a very similar kind of thing, but without the revolution. Maybe bring your hands to the floor. Soften the shoulders. Curl the pubic bone forward. Reach back strongly through the back leg. And then keep reaching through that leg. Bend the front knee to come out of the pose. Step back to plank pose, tabletop position. Come down through the floor, through a full chaturanga or through the knees. Boat with headrest. Bring the hands underneath the forehead, palm on palm, shoulders relaxed. Inhale, curl the pubic bone into the floor and reach back through the legs. Soften the shoulders. Strengthen the breath. Take one more deep breath here. Exhale, curl the pubic bone forward, reach back the legs. And then release, hands under shoulders, push up to table or come up, downward facing dog. Feet of warrior two. Inhale, step the right foot forward, pivot the left heel down. Reverse warrior, take left hand onto hip, maybe reaching the right arm forward, leaning and relaxing your head back. You can bring your hand to your thigh, your shoulder, or maybe reach up. It's all good, right? Any of those arm positions work. The one that works best is the one where you can breathe the most. Come out of the pose, you can reach the arm forward. And bring your left knee to the floor. I'm going to do this on the other side so you can see how that looked. Left knee is padded, coming into that lunge position with the front knee directly over the front heel, back knee under back thigh, back hip. Block on any height. You can bring forearms to the block, squeezing inner arms, inner elbows together. Back toes curled under. Lengthen the spine with the breath. If you have further to go, you can move the block to a lower height or no block, maybe even reach and grab the right ankle with the left hand. Left forearm is parallel with front of mat. Right hand to the outside of the foot. You can even straighten the back leg, which I don't believe we did in the last one. Down, I think at this stage is a good plan. Neck relaxed. Vertical splits. You can take your block, lift the back knee, and as we did in those revolved half moons, make your moves to lift the back thigh up. Stay with the block or no block. Curl the pubic bone forward, open the low back. Strengthen the reach through both legs. Reaching for the back leg to come down. Come down through hands and knees or step to plank. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, come down to the knees or a full chaturanga to the floor. You can work with the palms under the forehead or bring the hands around the back to cup the bottom of the buttocks. Take a deep breath into the upper back. Exhale, lengthen the buttocks into the palms and reach back through thighs and feet. Maybe lengthen and lift through the upper chest. Neck relaxed. Every exhale, pushing buttocks into palms. And then lower down. Push up into hands and knees. And you are ready for Shavasana. The option would be to work with the chest opening moves that we did in the beginning of the class, taking the props underneath the back and the head, and maybe even working in Baddha Konasana with the soles of the feet together. You pick.
But this is where I leave you so you can have the Shavasana that you need for as long as you need. And again, I thank you. Like, share, subscribe, wherever you're seeing me on whatever platform, Facebook, Instagram. I think my name is the same on all of them. You'll see me on Instagram as H1KTTY, but if you can look up my name, Lisa Maxwell Loring, you'll find me. And you'll see what I post there, as well as live feeds there, as well as Facebook. And I have all of these recorded on YouTube as well, so there's quite a bit of content there at this point. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to let me know. I appreciate all who have donated to the channels and have supported me in doing this effort, and I'm here to support you. I'm really happy to be able to do that. So I thank you. Enjoy your Shavasana and enjoy whatever part of your day remains after this class. Namaste.